Did I not bring the phone out here with me? That would have made no sense too. Like, I could have swore I did. Oh, now I gotta go back inside. 1 second, please. How silly. I'm sorry, baby. You can go in. I didn't mean to. My apologies. Didn't really need to get the phone, but if we're gonna do the dog and pony show, we're gonna do the dog and pony show, which means I'm going to tweet stuff out when things need be tweeted out, and I am going to do all of the fun little influence stuff so that hopefully the idea draws, you know, some kind of attention, right? That's a part of the point. Like, I would want to do the idea. That's the fun, like, it's a great idea, I believe. I think it has merit. I think it has more than legs. I think it has a whole a body without a head, in fact. What is in this pocket? Magnets. That's actually kind of important. Okay, we need the magnets. We need those. Before I go further, let's make our silly little tweet. A silly little tweet. It's the silliest of the tweets. You wouldn't even know. It's just a comic thing. Nope. Me. Yes. Yes. There's that. Share. Twit. Only 28 chopper. D6. Six. A marriage of parts. Woohoo! Okay. And we gotta do all of our fun hashtags, because that's important, apparently. Is it? I don't know. I'm still so new to the whole wanting to use social media in this fashion. But, you know, if I'm an actor, if I'm a person that wants to act, if I want to be seen, if I want to be part of all of this, in some ways I have to have some kind of presence, right? You can't just ghost around hoping to get cast in something. Nope. Do it like that. Okay. Simple and plain, easy to say. All we're doing, once again, back in the shop. Once again, back in the shop. I was doing a lot more personal errands today, and things kind of got away from me, which, you know, that's okay. Everyone has a daily life. I'm doing this on the whim of myself and a vision or an envisioning I had, so I'm allowed to work my own personal life into it, even though this is kind of the forefront obsession in the mind at the moment. A marriage of parts. I have spoken many a time that once things were shaped, once things were ready, they would then be married together with pins, magnets, and strips of leather. And for which we have... Well, where'd it go? Well, I thought I had. It must be somewhere else. No, I had it here, didn't I? It's somewhere. I have steel wire of a acceptable gauge, or at least I think it should be acceptable for our hinges, and then we can also make a nice little bend to lock them into place that will make it so that they don't slip out once they're in. We have ourselves magnets right here, which will go in our rotating joints. And we don't have actually as many rotating joints as I thought we did. We have our ankles, we have our wrists, and that's about it. So each joint is each joint requires 2 magnets, so 4, 8. 8 is what we're kind of shooting for when it comes to our magnets. And then our leather. Our leather be right here. I don't know if we're going to get to the leather just yet today. I would like to. Well, no. So today's going to be kind of a shorter one. Like I said, it took me a fair second to actually get started. Oh, look, there's my wire. Here's the wire that we will use for our pin. These are our upholstery tacks, which in combination with our leather will lend for a structure similar to that of our own muscular system. Unfortunately, it cannot expand and contract like our muscles do, which would be so cool. Again, another idea, the string complex theory. String tension complex. That's what it is. The string tension complex actually works more in tune with how I envision a puppet being able to move, because you can then add tension, you can release tension, and then through the combination of springs, string, and then little channels throughout the limbs themselves, you would actually be able to achieve that kind of nice, almost reflexive kind of movement. With a stick and rod, we're not going to get that kind of... It's going to seem more puppety. Again, this is the concept so that I can either get myself wanting to invest the time into there, or wholeheartedly hoping that, some cat might see it and be like, well, let's see James's overcaches. Business card. And, that would be in turn the reason that, someone would be say, hey, put effort into this. Who knows? Shot in the dark, shooting at the moon, stars tail kind of dream stuff here we're talking about. But first, the concept. So, muscle, its attachment point. We got a whole box of those. That's good. Rotary attachment points with our rare earth magnets and our pins right here. Again, I think this will be a thick enough metal that it will allow for our rotation without being ultimately too rigid that I can't then lock it. I think the locking is a very important part so that it doesn't slip out of itself. But if you can lock something instead of... there is a difference between permanence and impermanence. If a part of these joints don't work and I need to to have something like this in lieu of something like a pin, like a true pin, that would be fixated in there, perhaps. Or at least that's how my mind is playing it out in a pin situation, or that's how the original pin situation kind of looked in the mind. A SASP. And in kind of a mirror fashion, as we did our shaping and building up of the body, I am actually going to begin in the neck, and we're going to work our way into the arms, and then from the arms into the... Actually, no, this is how I'm going to do it. We're going to attack hinge joints right now, today. Hopefully we can get a good portion of these hinge joints done today. That is what I want. That is my, in some ways, goal, is that we can get a good portion of these hinge joints that will leave us in a good circumstance for the days to come. We got ourselves drill bits. Do I have a skinny enough drill bit for this? Not in here. I thought I did, though. That's unfortunate. Okay, that's fine. We will find a different solution then. I know I have more drill bits, but do they have the necessary hex key on them? That might be the real issue here. Because I would much rather not use a drill if possible. And as tends to be the pattern of this project, I have not been able to dig out my hand hobby awl that I would normally use to add magnets and the like to things like miniatures and whatnot. I think that's going to be our bit there. I think we are just going to have to... what is going to be our best situation here? Do we put it in the rotor? Do we put it in the Dremel? That seems scary, but it also seems like a good option, as I think we should be able to do that without too much undue effort. Okay, Dremel. I will need a pair of pliers with a cutting edge to cut through our wire here. Yahtzee. Do that. Oh, before we continue farther on, I think it'd be important. I think it'd be necessary. You saw it. It was coming at me, man. That dustpan was coming at me. Where did I have this last time that was better set? I'm just tossing all kinds of things around the shop today. Okay, that's good there. That's good there. Expo marker. I feel like I lost this yesterday, and I have yet found it. Which makes me... oh, there it is. Oh, never mind. I was going to say it makes me a slight bit disappointed, but no. No, it does not. Okay. Edge of Bart's. Parts. Day 6, a marriage of parts. Okay. Before any further continuance, I'm going to do a... ow! That was all kneecap. Right. Oops. Left. That's marked. That's marked. As is that. Okay, everything else I do believe is marked. Just because yesterday I had a small moment where I was unsure, or I was less than sure of certain things. So we will lower you down ever so. Still are able to see a good portion of the field here. As we go farther on, let us check to see if my thought with the Dremel is applicable. Do I have a collet? Good enough, big enough, small enough actually. I think that one should work. And we will just have to go very, very slowly. Tiny wrench. Oh, don't even need the tiny wrench. Okay, let's take out that collet. Right there. You are the biggest one? Yes. put in our smaller collet and our collar for the collet. The collar for the collet. How funny. Is it going to work? Here's hoping. Seems stable enough to me. Little wrench back in the box. I'm going to have to pull our strip over here a little farther. You know, it's not the method I really wanted to use, but it is the method I have at my disposal right now. So again, hinge joints. We are going to be attaching these by the hinge. Yes?
I'll let you know I'm taking off.
Okay.
Doors open, Mino's sitting in the window.
Okay, I'm going to reset. Do I need to reset this? I don't think I need to reset this. So we are going to start first with the shoulders and the neck. So I kind of want the shoulder to be right up there. I guess kind of the issue right now is that I can't. Well, you know what? Never mind. I was going to say I can't do a through and through in the way that I would want to, but I think I can, in some sense of the word. By through and through, I would have loved to have all the parts on the vise at the same time and the drill bit then go through. I could, in some fashion or form, hold it like this and then do it. So we're going to see if that works. Here is hoping that works. Do I want to do it that way or do I want to do it the other way? Because if I do it that way, straight down. Yeah, I think straight down will be the best method. I just got to make sure that I'm not going in at any kinds of angle. Nope, this is not going to work. That will not work. No, it will not work. It's too fast. I have no control over it. And I don't want to screw the part up. Okay, so the Dremel. Dremel is not the option. Unfortunate as that may be, as I enjoy using it so darn much, it is not the option we can use in this situation. Which means we have to upgrade to either a bigger drill, so the reason that I didn't use what I was going to use initially, damn, this thing got stuck in there. There we go. Okay, I'm going to do that. I'll actually put the collet back in the router box. This goes back on. This goes in. And we'll rewrap this cat. I don't think I have I don't have the bit that I want, because all of these are going to be much too large, I believe, unless I can find a smaller bit amongst the bottom of our toolbox here. And the possibilities are always there. There's no reason that it can't be in the bottom, but I'm not holding my breath either. Okay, Dremel, back into here. Back on the shelf. Okay, let's see if we can't dig through here. Can you even see me while I'm... kind of. Really reaching here, I'll tell you that. Really reaching here. Because we could always use a larger drill bit. There's no reason that we couldn't just up the size of the bit that we use, and that would make it so that we just continue on. But I'd rather have a more snugger of a fit, if the possibility allows it to be so. And I would like to use a manual hand drill, and that's what this would have been used for, because then those bits would have sat right in. Does not seem like that will be our ability right now. So we must hasten on with the next version of the idea, and that is using an actual drill and being more so careful and just a lot slower. Going to down torque the drill to basically nothing, so that we have as much precise control as we possibly could, well, as we possibly hopefully could want. Yeah, I think that should work. I think that should be okay. Again, I would have liked to do it the other way, but things being as they are, we shall continue anyway. And now we just need to make sure that we go slow, we are precise. Kind of went out the bottom there, didn't it? Okay, how about if we do it like this? Take it like that. I like that a lot more. Okay, so we will not attempt to do through and throughs. That just will not work, at least for now, in the situation that we have presented ourselves with. We'll just have to be as precise on where we are putting our bit. And hopefully, we will still achieve the desired effect. So we were going to go one hole at a time in a very or somewhat slow fashion. So now we have our hole on there, which now means we can take our wire, wherever it be. Let us snip off this end. Then I'm going to take the vise and just add a little bit of forced straightening. Like so. We have a good, nice straight bit right there. We have our neck, we have our shoulder piece, We can then take it, stick our wire through. Where'd you go? There. And then we can go... Where is it? Into there. And as you can see, we got ourselves a hinge. And then we can fold up one side. And we can clip off, well, probably better to then also fold down the other side and then clip it. And just like that, we got ourselves a shoulder joint. Just like that. Simple, plain, not too crazy, not too shabby, if I do say so. I do want to reorientate my bend here, but I don't know if I'll be able to. I should have bent it the same way, and I didn't. I can be okay with that. I can be okay with that. I can be okay with that. So now we're going to do the same exact thing on the right-hand side. I'm going to try to make sure I know where at least I'm going to be trying to go into, how much meat I need to go through, where I'm going to have to go through. So we're going to do there. And it's going to go through right about there, I believe. Okay, so first we'll do our shoulder. Like that. Flip it over. Kind of see as best we can where that went through. I'm going to say right about there. And I also don't want to use too much undue pressure. I don't want to go too fast, too quick. I don't want to torque anyway while I'm inside the drill hole, because with this wood already being as brittle as it has shown itself to be, I don't want to give any reason for it to possibly explode on me. And even though I already marked it once, now that I have my hole, I can do a secondary mark just to make sure. Funny enough, same place. Exact same place. Flip it in on this side. And because this one is on an angle, it's going to be kind of weird, because normally, I guess we can start it a little bit, give ourselves a pocket to be in. And then we're going to get over the top, make sure everything's straight as possibly can be, and just slowly bore down. And hope that it is seemingly, or somewhat at least, nice. Nice and straight. Okay, I think we can go a little bit more down with it. That will work. That will work. Back to the wire here. Again, we're going to set the wire into the vise so that we get a nice straight pin. or a straighter pin than it was, is what we're kind of trying to get. Okay, I like that. I'm going to actually, while I have the vise here, I'm going to give our first bend. I think this is a better way to do it. Okay. Got our first locking bend, and then I can cut it. Well, actually, I probably should figure out how much I need first. You know what, we can always cut less off too, so do that. Cut more off, I should say, not less off. And then we can thread our pin through our holes. The end of this was not a part that got the straight, so if the pin is not straight, it doesn't want to go through in the most easy of fashion. There it goes. But once the straight part is in, voila, it is a pin. It is a shoulder joint, or a somewhat shoulder joint. Close enough, as we will say many a more time. Let's cut our piece. Let's throw in our bend. Ow. There we go. I'm trying to think of why this one... I probably could have made this one go a little higher, but... Shoulders. Set our shoulders aside, set our spine aside. Let us move on to our next set of hinge joints, and that will be the ones that go through our arms here. Now these ones I would really, really love to do while they're in semi-place, so that I know kind of where they're going to be. Because that's where that one needs to be. Or is it this side? Is it this side that it needs to be on? Yes, it's that side that it needs to be on. Where is our wood glue? So because these are not going to serve as the rotation joints that I initially designed them to be, I think it would behoove us, I think it would be of grand benefit to me at the moment to add a little bit of wood glue to these joints, to the lollipop joint. And then we can let it set for a second. Was it that side that it needed to be on? This is the left. Yes, this is the side it needs to be on for the best rotation we can get. Okay. I'm actually going to let that sit for a second while it does its thing. This will be a rotation. This is our hand. I want to do this as a through and through. I want to do this as a through and through as well. But I believe this one should be a lot easier because it appears that our center point in this lollipop and in the hamf is much more consistent, to say the least, between the lollipop and the elbow. So, you know what would be good for this, actually, now that I think of? If I can't stick them together in any other way, then why not a little bit of the cure-all in the shop? Some painter's tape. Wouldn't want to use duct tape because duct tape rips off It leaves really bad residue. Painter's tape, not as much. If you leave it on for a long time, I think you'd actually start gaining a little bit, but at the moment, not so. Do I want to do that while I have it out anyways? That's probably a good idea. Probably should. Ooh. While I have it about. Is that the side or is that the side? This is our right, so it has to be on that side. So I think, is the lollipop better on that side or that side? That side, that side, right? Because if that's going to be on there, that has to be on here. That to that, or that to that to that. What if I flip you? Nope, it has to be on the right hand side. That to that. I think it is there. I think it is there. Okay, so that one needs to go that way. Double check here. Yeah, that will work. Okay, I'm going to let that sit while I work on this. I was going to cap the glue. That's why I got the idea. So now we can cap. Now we can cap the glue. I can throw away my painter's tape debris. That goes there, that goes there. Don't need the magnets right now. Don't need this drill box right now because it didn't have the bit we wanted. We do need the tape. And I want a Saspacola. Okay. Really? Man, you were just being a pain in the butt. Come on, dude. Okay. That is there. A little bit of water.
A little bit of water.
Gotta supplement the sugar with some actual sustenance here. Okay. So, the Hanf. Was there a direction that the hand needed to be? No, because we were going to extend it out to a certain point, so it does not matter what side the hand joint is on, just as long as it is in the middle. We're going to consider straight like this our true neutral. For just ease of simplicity, and we're going to use the tape as a semi-anchor in hopes that it will allow us to once again try to get that more perfect through. And again, we're not going to be able to go all the way through, I don't think, but it will at least be consistent, more so, when I flip it over. At least that's the hope. At least that's the hope. Okay, I am still recording. That's good. Ever since that day where I finally got the live stream to work, I was so excited that I didn't even start recording. And then I realized, like, damn, I don't even have that first raw video except for the live. And you can always go download the live video. There's no issue there. It was more of just kind of like, I can't believe after all that undue effort I had forgotten. Okay. A few more on top there. One more across like that. Okay. I think that's as close as we're going to get to true neutral. Okay. For now. So, where is our line? That is the center. I think so. Our center is right there. Right there. So, that is where I want to go through on that side. And if that is my center line, I assume it's going to be on there, like that. And then to double, triple check all of our fine work here, this grand guesstimation that I'm pulling off. Let me just see if what we're doing here kind of makes sense. So that's the dot there. That's the dot there. Yeah, I think it's going to work. That actually seems a little higher on that side. So we're going to do it right there. I'm going to jump that one down ever so slightly. They both appear to be pretty close to middle. Might scooch him over to there, and them over to about right there. Maybe more down, actually. Maybe more right there instead. Why not? Let's give it a good old shot. Let's give it the old shot ski and see where it puts us. How about it? How about it? Do that there, do that there. Again, because we're kind of on a weird angle. Start the drill on the angle, and then we have a place where the drill can be. And then we flip it over and we hope that when we do that, the holes get somewhere close. Doesn't feel like they popped through, but let's give it a shot. Let's see where we were. Let's see how close we weren't. Painter's tape also just kind of, it comes off a lot easier. It just rips, it shreds, it tears. Sometimes it leaves like a little bit of its ghost behind, but not terribly much. Okay. So, where is this one going through? This one ended up going through down there. This one ended up going through. You know what? I think we can make that work. I really do. I think we can make that work. And I like this hole because it's more center. So once again, I should not have done the through. I don't think that was a good idea. It was a nice try, a interesting attempt to say the least, but I don't think it worked out. So we will try a different method on the next hamf and wrist. But as we've done twice now, we'll do thrice now, and we'll just bend out a wire. There. One more side for good safekeeping. I think we could do a little bit better on that side. Close enough, close enough. Let's throw our kink in there real quickly. Like that. That will work. I definitely think we're going to need a little bit more meat to get through. So probably to about there will be a good cutting end for us. Always can cut more off, and wire is, it's in abundance. I have enough metal wire. If anything, we might have enough of that same metal gauged wire that we're using here for the pins. And this is kind of putting the full before the boards, but when it comes to shaping, once all of this is married together, the next step is shaping. Well, we've already done shaping of the frame, but next comes the shaping of the body, because you want the body to have a distinct roundness on certain points. When it comes to our limbs, it might not be as profound, but for the lower abdomen area, for the chest area, we're going to have a way from off of our spine, the foam. I have some foam up there. It's an old bedding foam from like camping and whatnot. Once that's all wrapped around and kind of meat strung together, it's going to add that form. And so we're going to have some kind of rib for that stuff to lay against. And I was thinking, again, putting stuff way before we were even to that point, I was thinking of using metal hangers, because I have a whole bunch of metal hangers, and that would be really nice because then from the spine you basically just curve the metal hangers in. But if I have enough wire, we might use the wire instead. Okay, back to the hamf. That goes in there, and that should come out the other side, but I can understand why it might not want to. Okay, let's try it the other way. Let's go this way first. Okay, that's in the right direction. That went through fine, and it just cannot find the other side for some reason. Is there a bend that I'm not seeing? Huh. What is happening here? So it goes through perfectly fine, like that. So there's no reason it then shouldn't go through in same said way, right? or at least that's what the mind says. Is that hole that I thought was going to work, is that not going to work? Is that too off from where we are? It might be. I can see light through. That didn't work. Come on, man. Where are you getting hung up here? I'm so confused. Okay. So that goes through on that side. There are 2 holes. There's one. And it should go through. And it does kind of go through, but then it's getting hinged on something. What is causing the hinge? Why don't you want to complete your journey here? Let's try from the other side. Okay, so we got our pin. Pin goes through. Pin goes through hole. Oh, it must just be ever so slightly not where it needs to be. Oh, wait. No? So it keeps trying to go to that lower hole, which makes me think that this hole... How strange. How strange. This is why that through and through kind of screwed us up right there. Because now it has 2 holes that it has a choice of trying to go through. And unfortunately, it does not want to go through them in the way that I want it to go through. So that's how it should be. There is a slight angle, but I don't think it should be enough to be causing so much uncertainty. What if... I made a big spiel about not torquing the part while it's in the bit here, but... trying to kind of chamfer the edges of that center hole we have so that maybe, just maybe, the pin will have a bit more of a bonny time finding its way through. Okay, it's through on that side. Easily enough done. What if I switch you around? How about that? What if we flip you around? Does that help any? I can see light. I can see light through the hole, which makes me believe that there's no real reason why it should be causing such an issue. Okay. 15th time is the charm. Where did my my wire go? You know, it's really much easier to see things around yourself when you have your spectacles about. Not there. Not in the fold of the pants. Neither there nor there. Didn't fall upon the shirt. Oh, there it is. Huh. It was inside the end of the wrench. Or the pliers here. How funny is that? Oh, days right through. Wonderful. And we have a somewhat wrist motion. It does look like it's getting a little bit caught there on the bottom. But we can always come back with the Dremel tool and fix that up. And so for right now, I'm actually going to, because it does seem like we're going to have to fix that up, I'm going to leave all of our extra wire out there on the end. Okay. And that will be an indication that when we come back in tomorrow, I know that this part has some Dremel work that needs be addressing. And that can be as simple as me taking some really heavy ink pen and just slathering it in to our joint channel. And then and you can kind of see that it's hinging up there. And honestly, the more I play with it, the better it gets. If anything, what I could possibly do, so it's somewhere on that bottom half there. We could just do this. And maybe, just maybe, that will be enough for us to have the clearance necessary for this to work. Let's give it a shot. Nope, not that one. And of course, now it won't go back in. Okay, there it is. Now it's worse. Oh, wait. So it's still hinging on a part. So right... It seems like right there. Okay. Oh, that must be the opposite side. I don't think this is something that I can fix with just sandpaper. It's not terrible, but it definitely is. It's hinging, or it's getting hung up, I should better said, because we're already dealing with a hinge joint and it's already hinging. But we got ourselves a flappy little hamf. Stick that on that side. We'll stick that down again as indication that we need work on it. Because I'm unsure, or I don't know yet. Well, I assume that the glue is getting close there to drying, but better let it continue to dry than rush the process. So we'll move on to our next one here. I'm going to try my damnedest to figure out the best method of going about this. So we do that, and that seemingly seemingly is straight. Which means then we should be able to take it so that was straight there, that was straight there. If we go from there to there, or better said, there to there, that looks pretty straight there. And we go from there to about there, perhaps. Does that look even? Somewhat so. Somewhat so. Let's give it a shot. I've said that 3 times now, and we've had to modify our techniques. Let's see if this one works. Let's see, our center is most likely going to be right there. Come in at the angle provided. Oh. Angle provided. Move to the angle I want. Let's see where that landed us on the other side. You know, pretty on point. I gotta say, pretty happy with that one. Okay. Now we're gonna try to work that same voodoo on this side. Guess I should have figured out the area of center on both. There. No. There to about right. This inaccuracy is so grand. It's just kind of funny because, like, in some ways it doesn't particularly matter because, again, it's going to be a more puppet version of the puppet, and the ideal vision is more fine-tuned, it's more precise, it's 3D modeled so that when it pops out, everything lines up all, like, you can model all of the hinges in themselves already. Hey, captive hinges, hell, go crazy with it, right? But for now, I think and you know what? You know what? The hole went right into the other hole. Oh, that's nifty as all hell. Look at that. Okay. Which means I should then be able to take the drill and poke it on that side and poke it on this side. And that hole right there should be the true hole for our center lollipop. And as long as we are straight up and down, straight side to side, And I'm just letting the drill's weight carry it through, instead of me adding any top pressure or back pressure. I'm just letting the weight of the drill and the drill's battery push down on the part. And it seems to be working. Okay, back to the wire, back to the straightening of it. That. To that. Come on, you gotta stay in there. There. To. Come on now. To there. 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 I can be happy with that. Put this guy in there, and he will be our locking tooth. We know we need a pretty good amount, so we'll cut off ourselves a pretty good amount. That went right through without any problem, and there's no Yahtzee. Look at that, man. Look at that. That's so cool. Oh, God, you love when things have to work, man. When things work, it just feels grand. It's gonna bend our lock back a little bit so that it flush fits on. Do the same on there. Gonna kind of move that to the side, and we're going to give ourselves a cut, and then we can kind of rotate that down. There's no way I can push these in, right? I guess I could always just, I don't know actually how to solve that situation, because they want to now rotate, but that's what we're looking for right there. That's the niftiest. Oh, that got me so excited right there. How cool. How cool. Okay, that one's getting pretty solid. This one had a lot more glue, and it's pretty solid. So let's see if we can't do that one. It's a right-hand side, so the right has to be on there. Right? It only needs to bend. I think we got more actuation on that side. Okay. I think it's going to work. I think it's going to work. Yeah, I think we're going to do the same kind of thing we did on the last one. We're going to stick it in the vise, and we're going to try our darndest to get it to where it needs to be. So from here, it looks like our center throughout is right about there. And we make a very rough guideline so that I can see the top. There. Right Do it on that side. I think it is that side. So there to about right there. Those look like they're lining up pretty good. We'll do our rough sketch up. Probably could move this one over ever slightly to about there. Let's give it a shot. Let's give the old wang dang. Nice. It didn't slope down, it didn't dip down or anything like that, so that's a good start. Hey, I need you to stay, not move. Come on now. Come on now. There. Maybe ever so more down. Oh, no, hey, you can't be dancing on me here. I think it danced too far. Nah, it's close. It's not as good as the last one, I'll tell you that. Definitely ain't as good as the last one, but we'll see where it gets us here. I need to remember which side I want this joint to be actuating on. Is it that side? Or do I get more elbow? I can always delete more elbow too to give me more rise if need be. Okay. Do this one. I'd much rather have the inside joint a little bit more sloppy and allow for a good pass through on the outside joint than be, you know, super duper precise. Like we can't be as like that. Right half is, oof, that was good compared to what I think we're going to be experiencing with the rest of these. But it goes in. Oh, the glue popped out. Where does it need to be? It's right there. There. Okay, I'm going to take the pin out. I'm going to move our joint out ever so. And so we have that in there. That's settling down. I'm going to let that sit where it is because that's where the joint wanted to be. I'll stick a pin in here, stick a pin in it, just for now. And then when we come back tomorrow, we will be a tad bit more accurate, as this one kind of did slope a little bit more than I wished it to. Let's move on to this joint. That goes there. It's better there. It's much better on that side. I don't know. But it has to, I can't switch it, so it has to either be that way or that way. I think it's this way is the way that I want it. Yep. Yep. Where did our pincel go? There it is. There. There. Okay. Let's do some inaccurate accuracy here, or at least try to. Because when I took the time on the right hamp, that was our best experience. So let's take a little bit of time and see if we can't eyeball a little bit of level. They seem pretty close. If I'm being honest, they seem nice and pretty close. But are they center? But are they center? Ow. I'm trying right now to use the jaws of the vice chuck or the vice mouth to act as a secondary parallel line to my speed square, so that I at least feel as, or at least I can try to visually acquire if I'm canting one way or the other. And I think it's working. I think it's working. I think those are good places, and so we're going to give it the old shot. I'm going to give it the old shot here. There. That's good there. That's good there. Okay. Now the other side, same idea, same procedure. I wonder if I do this. Like if I stuck this there, would that help me be more accurate in that side of the level? I guess I can't get too much on there, can I? Is this side better? Nope, that side wouldn't be better either. It would have to literally be me just holding it. Like that. Thank you, glasses. You know, just the absolute keenest time to fall off the face, you know, when I'm trying to be somewhat accurate. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, where did that stick us? Are we close-ish? Slightly askew. I think it should be okay. I think it should be okay. This is the left side, so it needs to be on there. I want it like that. Again, I don't think that actually matters why I'm giving so much credence to it. If anything, it should be like this. And then if need be, we can always cut off more material up there, I think. Or do I like that better? Or do I like that better? So confusing. It shouldn't be this confusing. It was working so well yesterday. Did I get my joints mixed up? Like, is this supposed to be my other side? Did I tuck this one down too far in? Can't be mixed up. Overthinking it. Stop overthinking it. We can always come back and shift things as need be. Okay. Lovely. Do I got a small piece of wire? Just about. That's too small. There we go. Through. Look at that. If that doesn't look like an elbow, I don't know what does. If that doesn't look like an elbow. Torque him down. Lovely days. And of course that wrist is going to be a little bit, more secured in there. But that is an actuating arm of some kind. Now, is it perfect? Again, no. But gosh darn it, perfection is that sinful little thing that you should really stay away from, because God, perfection doesn't exist, essentially. Like, you can get close. You can get damn close to perfection. But then there's always going to be something against that perfection that judges that perfection. I can spend hours with a finely tuned wood plane and a beautiful piece of hardwood. And I can spend hours slowly planing each side down so that it is damn near as close as I possibly can to perfectly square. But then someone on a CNC machine would make said pocket for that slab, that chunk, that nice little square piece of wood. And in those tolerances, you begin to see the shifts, the slight eschewments. I did say CNC, and now I must eat my words a little bit. When you put things on computers, for the most part, we can get, as humanity, scarily close to perfection. There are some wire EDM pieces that are damn near 1-in-1 of each other, and you pop out a cylinder. Well, you can do cylinders, but I think the more elaborate ones I've seen are like shooting stars or a profile of a duck. And you would never know they were in there unless slightly shifted. Now, we could nitpick, of course, on the idea of, is that perfection because is that the same piece? Because you can never really have that be the same piece of material. It would have to be one piece of material where it was cut out, and then the other piece of material where the inlet was, where the in part was cut in. But I digress. We continue on, I think. What time is it? Actually, now that I look at it, we got the top of our arms done, and I think that's where I'm going to have to actually cease it for today. I'm going to have to go, not have to, I want to. I want to go eat dinner. I have the benefits now, the good benefits, of having a place and folks to enjoy an occasional every other day dinner with. And I'm not going to miss that. Even for an idea I feel has so much potential to it. But I can wave goodbye. Ugh. I think those two parts are kind of a nice little indication of where we're going. We got ourselves a nice elbow bend on our left arm. And I guess, like, if we want to kind of like show more so, we have the elbow bend. I can wave. We can bend up. We can go straight. We can cant in, And then I guess depending on where on the shoulder it is, it will kind of feel as if it's going that way, that way, that way, or that way. Nifty, to say the least, at least in my eyes. Those are the right-hand sides. These are the left-hand sides. We didn't get to there. We did get some shoulders in. Kind of looks like a weird floppy elephant. And then if we reattach our spine on there, we can kind of get an idea now of kind of how things are going to match up on our puppet. I do believe I'm going to put a restrictor of some kind on the shoulder here with a nice piece of leather strip so it doesn't drop all the way down, so it's more held to about that point. But a task for tomorrow. A task for tomorrow. It was a short one. It was a sweet one. And I had myself a nice little quick, good little time. But day 6 is in the books. A marriage of parts has begun. The upper halves have started. The hinges first, but they will not be last. Oh, I'm going to knock that down again, aren't I? Come on now. I just want to put a slipper on, please. And so hopefully I'll be able to jump back in the shop. Well, hopefully. I plan to jump back in the shop tomorrow. I plan to start a lot sooner because I got all of those errands that need be done. And yeah, I think it should be good. I think it should be good. I think we'll be able to tomorrow get through all of our hinge joints, or at least a prominence of them. We might be able to move on to our rotation joints with our little tiny magnets right here. And the leather stripping, musculature, if you will be our last step once everything is pieced together, because that will kind of add the first step to form and rigidity to the puppet. Practical approach to Tony Chopper. Day 6. I appreciate you stopping by. I hope you have yourself a grand day. I hope it's all well and good. And wherever it is, I hope you enjoy it. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Tomorrow we will begin again. Once more, into the breach.